Hello people, thank you for stopping by. So it's a very brand new project that we are working by the grace of God. God is helping us and to explore more boundaries as well. So while we are continuing this journey with Genesis, the video will be out soon. And in the meantime, God gave me an inspiration to work on three parallel books in the Bible. So the first three books in the Bible, in the New Testament, which is Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Okay. So in this video, we're going to cover first thing, the similarities between the three books. Secondly, the individual analysis of each and every book, analyze in detail about why the author wrote that particular book. Okay. So without further ado, thank you for stopping by, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, we are more happy to have you in our channel as since you are viewing us, and do let us know in the comments below how it has helped us. We are also available in various other social media channels as well. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll be more than happy to hear how it has added value to your life. Since we all know that Matthew, Mark, and Luke are three different disciples of Jesus, they were individually called out, and they had a purpose in their life. Yes, they were working certain things. Like for example, Matthew was a tax collector, and Mark was again a fisherman, and Luke was a physician or a doctor. So nowadays in this 21st century we have we document the particular occurrences of our life, maybe happiest moment, saddest moment, via video or a photograph, right? Way back in 19th or 18th century, including me, and I've seen many people writing down stories or writing down some things in their diary by mentioning the particular date on top of it. For example, say my birthday was 19th January, and after I was born, maybe after 3 years or 13 or 14 years later, I write 19th January and the particular date. I write about how beautiful day it was, how I celebrated my birthday, so in detail. So that would take around how much, one and a half page. Yes, I have written it, and I had the opportunity to revisit back because of this. So the Holy Spirit inspired me by saying that that particular time, they didn't have YouTube or Instagram or any social media. So that time they used to write in scrolls. You'll be able to see the picture of a scroll now. So they used to carry this scroll along like a piece of diary nowadays, and document every single thing if they get time. So just a fun fact that one of a disciple, he cross-referenced things, and he wrote it. And the person who was accurately following the things was a person, Luke. Okay. And let's quickly dive into the Synoptic Gospel. What is it actually? Synoptic Gospel is a term used in reference to the books in the Bible whose content and explanations are most similar. In case the four books of the New Testament that constitute the Gospel uh, is more or less similar. So let me tell you, like for example, Matthew, Mark, and Luke are standing in front of us. They have their own outlook of things, right? As a physician or a doctor, Luke would see the particular situation as something different, and disciple Mark would see the particular situation as different, and Matthew, he will definitely see the situation as different. So these three different outlooks were tied up together so that we could. First book in the Bible, which is Matthew. So Matthew, he began his Christianity walk, or he began his journey with Jesus after he quit his tax collecting job. He had a full-time job. He was called out by Jesus. He understood his calling, and he started walking the life with Jesus. He dedicated himself to serve and follow Jesus, who was spreading the good news. Later, he became the gospel writer who wrote the book. And the theme of the book of Matthew is that she will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sin. So that was the theme of the book of Matthew, book written by Matthew. So as we know that Matthew had an outlook, and his outlook was people getting saved from the sin, from the sinful lives that they're living. Since we know that Matthew was already a tax collector, he had that knowledge and expertise, and he was the one who was running after Jesus in every step of the way. And now you'll be seeing a screen. Now we see that this is what book of Matthew is all about. I'm going to drop it down over here. Sure. Speaking of the book according to Mark, he is referred to as the evangelist. Okay, he is the person who was traditionally ascribed to be the author of gospel according to Mark. Agenda of showing Jesus, or the theme of the book is Jesus as a servant and a son of God. Okay, Jesus the servant and son. This gospel emphasizes two important characteristics of Jesus, which is his authority as a son of God, his compassionate service to people, okay, particularly in terms of miracles. Okay, and Mark opens this overview as something in Mark 1 verse 1, the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. His whole idea was all about Jesus being the Son of God, because he was revealed such a thing that this person whom I'm following is the Son of God. Like I think he's already seen that particular thing where Jesus gets up from being baptized, and that particular dove which comes on him, and he sees the heavens open, and he hears a sound that this person whom you see is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Okay, so he has this revelation, and he sees, or he portrays through the book of Mark, that Jesus is the Son of God. He also goes on to say that every passage in Mark, every miracle, every conversation, every deed points back to Jesus' authority, and could have been meant this all by cross-referencing things and all. In this particular account, the book is written to the whole wide audience, which includes both Jews and non-Jews. Yeah, whereas book according to Matthew is written to people who are Jews. And now I'm going to show a short presentation of what is it all about, and let's quickly dive into Luke. Yes, I hope you could go through it. And now, last but not the least, at this juncture, it's about Luke. So the book of Luke is written by Apostle Luke. He was once again a person who was called out by Jesus, and he followed Jesus wherever he went. So as you know, Luke focuses in the life of Jesus from the time of his baptism. You remember? Yes, from the time of his baptism until his time of his temptation at the Garden of Eden. Okay? And of the many things that Mark wrote, Matthew and Luke, they kind of collaborated it together, and they worked on it and made an account for themselves. So Mark over here is the person who was a first bencher who wrote everything down at that point of time. Like he used to carry around a scroll, right? So ideally, Matthew and Luke, they address some issues in the Gospels which are kind of similar to Mark. And the distinction between the three books is that each author had a different interpretation to a similar situations. Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. You remember the parable of the lost sheep, the lost coin and all? So this is where it resembles. And the theme is all about that. And unlike all the other books, Luke straight away states his purpose of writing this book in Luke chapter 1 verse 2, that this book is meant to give believers an accurate chronological understanding of Jesus' life, ministry, death, and resurrection. So, statement of purpose is straight to the point. Okay? And one more thing, Luke investigated the events of Jesus' life by speaking to eyewitness according to Luke chapter 1 verse 2, giving Theophilus and us as thorough record of things that Jesus did and said. So more or less, Luke conducted a case study. He compiled this book together, okay, and collaborated with Mark because Mark had already written in chronological order. So more or less, these three books are somewhat similar, but their outlook or the way with which they viewed the particular situation was three different things. So as we know, right, my dear beloved, we may be in so many situations, we may have various other outlooks of life, and definitely while we travel throughout this particular session, we are definitely going to learn a lot of things. And in these three accounts, as we go ahead to the next video, we'll definitely go maybe one situation by situation, okay, maybe first chapter like that, and we'll go according to the way the Lord leads us. As I'm praying, do pray that this particular session is going to get continued and be a blessing to both of us, for you and for us. So thank you for watching, and hope this particular video was informative to you. And do drop in the comments below if there are any suggestions which you would like to give us. We are happy to take it. And see you all in the next video. See you all. Bye bye.